Hi, my name is Maria De Vera, and I'm presenting to you the topic of content strategy to improve your college website. To me, content strategy is basically having that content within the website that's manageable and user-friendly to the users so that they can get the information that they need. And I would like to discuss to you 5 basic points to content strategy. We're going to start looking at our target audience, information architect, how that structure is going to be organized, our archive data, which is what we're going to do with our old information, content visibility, which is online versus phone, and then social media, and how that's beneficial to our content strategy. So first, let's take a look at our target audience. We have 4 main audiences that I have included, and of course we have several others, but for this presentation I just went ahead and included what our main target audience would look like. We have, of course, students, which would include transfers, prospective freshman students, and of course graduate students. And students are most likely going to want to see basic stuff like campus life, admissions, sports, athletics, or programs, of course, to look to see what type of programs we are offering. So say if we have one of the top occupational therapy programs in the nation, we'd certainly like to put that as part of our content to let students know that we have excellency within that program. And of course, our parents are going to be looking at our college website also. They're probably more interested in things like tuition fees or things that are pertaining to students, such as what choices they can have, what options they have for living on campus or somewhere near school. And then we like to provide content to our professors, such as who can they get in contact with for prospective professors who want to work there at the university, or professors who are simply just trying to get into the website and upload grades or anything like that. And then we have our alumni audience, who may be interested in consistently checking our website for any updates or our events section, so that they can feel like they're more in tune with what's going on right now, even though they're no longer part of the college, but they'd still like to go and see what's happening. And then for information architect, we want to make sure we're creating an organized structure. I took an example here from UCF. I really like how the layout of the website is. It's the information is separate accordingly. They have relevant information on the front page, says UCF facts, and it doesn't look crowded at all. And it has a good organized structure. It's pleasing to the eye, and it's also very readable. More on information architect, we also want to provide content to information that's presented as available. So if we have navigation, that includes academics, admissions, research, or locations. We want to make sure whatever we provide on that navigation page is going to be backed up with information that's going to be available to the users. So if they click on location, we want to make sure that we have locations in there, the address, maps, and everything like that. We also want to make sure we're conveying the right language to the users, and this sets a tone of how we communicate to our audience. And we can use either a business-like tone, more of a catchy phrase, or we can use motivational tones to set more of an audience to motivate them to go to our school. What I suggest is using a conversational tone that's going to be more at a professional level, where where the audience feels like you are speaking to them and they have that direct connection with you. And then the archive data. As being a successful content strategist, we want to make sure that we consistently put in timely content so that it looks like we are still actively in business and that we are updating our website consistently. And for any old data, we want to make sure it's archived into a separate folder. As you can see here, I put an example of what an archive data would look like, where it is no longer needed on the website, but yet we can archive it just for future reference. And then for content visibility, when looking online, we want to make sure we create the right meta tags so that searchers can find us easily for search optimization. And that includes, putting .edu on our URLs so that they know that we are here for educational purposes. And then we also want to make sure that it is user-friendly for all internet browsers. It's including Internet Explorer, Safari, Firefox, Google Chrome, whatever browser is being used. We want to make sure that's consistent across the board. And for mobile devices, we want to make sure that that's also going to be adjusted correctly and visually attractive also when using it on phones. That way when users are visiting our website through their phone, we want to make sure that's also going to be appealing to them as well. So we want to make sure that that's going to be having the right content as well. And of course, multimedia is a huge source of communication these days, and also a source of marketing. We'll make sure that we have Facebook, Twitter, or Pinterest, or YouTube in there, so that students can simply follow us on their page, or follow us through our media purposes, so that way we are communicating through them in their own way of communication. And that's what I propose for our content strategy.